Hi there, my name is Kaylee,
My name is Shay.
and we're tackling some big debt.
In the Big Apple. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
October is over,
Yes, it is.
and by the time you see this, it been over
In a big way.
in a big way.
Yeah. What?
And that means that we are here to discuss how'd it go? Just October,
Yeah.
spending in October, but also more specifically, our annual goals. If you are new to the channel, we like to track, it's like our 5-year plan, like the line items on our 5-year plan, and we like to just check in how we're doing every single month.
Yep.
So we'll go through, talk about the things we're tracking, why we're tracking them, how we measured up, and you'll also see where we've been throughout the year.
Yes.
All
of
that.
it. Yes.
Jinx. So the first goal we are tracking, kind of, is for a down payment on a house.
Yes.
We technically do have a high yield savings account in which we are saving for a down payment on a house. What are we not doing?
We're not actively adding to the account. We're just letting the interest roll right now.
The interest is rolling. So for those who don't know, we are married.
And that happened in June.
That happened in June. And so instead of asking for gifts and things for our wedding, because we have a tiny New York apartment and we don't really need things, we asked just for contributions to the down payment fund, because we do know that we want to purchase something, a house, a condo, an apartment, something, in our lifetime. But then after we got married, we had to sit and just have a conversation of, okay, so how many gigantic financial goals can we have all at once? And the answer, turns out, is usually just one. So we made an annoying decision, which was the right one to do, which was to focus on the student loans. So we do have this money in the high yield savings account specifically just for our down payment, but it's relaxing right now. So it exists. It is there.
It's collecting interest.
It's collecting interest. So you can see that after the month of July, it's just been interest rolling month over month, and we're just letting it sit. That's not the fun thing. That's not what we want to be doing. We want to be actively saving for this, but
it's certainly better than nothing.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So one day this money will see its true form. And so the interest added this month was that much. I didn't do the math. It's 10 for $14.
And we'll let it keep going.
And it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Next, fully funded emergency fund. Same thing.
Same thing.
This is just my half of the base level emergency fund. I think next year we could probably combine them in the sake of spreadsheet, and we can track them together because we both have separate fully funded emergency funds.
Yeah.
Because. And this is my section of the fully funded emergency fund.
Yeah. And
I've been tracking it this way forever. And then about halfway through the year after we got married, I was like, oh, well, I can't, if I start tracking them together now, it's going to look like I made a huge change, and I didn't. It's just hers.
Yeah.
So I think at the beginning of next year, we'll start tracking them together.
Yeah.
But right now, again, the interest is just rolling.
It's rolling on both of them, and both of them are pretty much the same. Yeah. Same balance right now. So
that equals out to 1 month fully funded emergency fund, which while we're paying off debt feels good.
Yep.
Feels solid. And we're gonna let it keep rolling.
Yes. Obviously, at some point, we would like to bolster it a little bit more.
Probably before we even get to the buying a house thing, we'd like to have it beefed up a little bit. But
in the meantime, if everything were to fall out from under us, we'd have 1 month,
one fully funded month. All of the bills, anything we would need, one fully funded month, assuming neither one of us made $80 that month, which would be
crazy considering how many jobs there are between the two of us.
It'd have to be absolutely.
Yeah.
We'd have to both break both our legs and both our arms.
Yeah.
And our noses and our eyeballs or something.
Even then, I
feel like we could get something together.
I could sit and yell at the kids.
So that's where that's at right now.
Yep.
That's been growing throughout the year, and it's over. Look at that! It's grown like $150.
Yeah, in the last year. So
that's pretty baller.
Not for nothing.
Not for nothing.
Yeah.
Next thing. Fat FIRE. My love, what is FIRE?
FIRE is an acronym that stands for Financial Independence / Retire Early. And so what we are doing is we are beefing up our retirement accounts, beefing up brokerage accounts, all sorts of fun stuff with the intent that we will become financially independent. Essentially, we'll have the ability to retire before the average retirement age for your standard American.
Good job.
Thank you.
We are going to have another video next Tuesday talking about our fire journey and all of that and the progress, specifically next Tuesday. So keep an eye out for that. What this number is if we retired today, how much of a monthly amount would we have to live on? And right now that amount is $218.32. It's a power bill and some change.
Yep. So not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Went up $5 last month.
Yeah. Trucking along. Doing good.
And we'll dig more into that, like I said, next week. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
And subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss it. The fat part of the fat fire is just kind of a silly little joke that we do, where there are different levels of fire, and the highest level is fat fire, which is where you just have an abundance of cash and you are so rich and you don't even know what to do with yourself. And we're not going to get there.
No. And
I don't even know if we really would want to, but I think it's funny to call it that. But I probably won't call it that next year, now that it's something we're actually looking at with people on the internet.
Yeah.
But it was funny when I wrote it down.
It sure was. We had a chuckle about it. Anywho.
Annual income, gross, cumulative, between the both of us. How much money have we brought into the house? Well, no. How much money did the U.S. government see that we had? And they said, give us some of that. So this is technically the amount of dollars that we have earned in the year 2024 so far. $113,000.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Does that include money that I'm making on all my side jobs, or no?
No, it does not. It does not include that. So it'd be a little bit more, but it's also, I'm not good at tracking your side job money.
I'm also not good at tracking it. So
maybe we'll be better about that next year. But also, I don't think we're going to track our gross annual income next year, because there's nothing I can do with that. Because that 113 sounds nice, but our net is like $40,000 lower than that.
Yeah. And
that's before we pay the student loans.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
That's all right. We're doing all right.
We're doing good. I mean, this is downright reasonable in New York City, especially.
Gainfully employed.
This is amazing. I'm super grateful for it. Not to write it off, but it's just not. It's not anything actionable that we can't do anything with that.
Yeah, I think it used to be a lot more relevant when there was side giggage and
when we were working our butts off to get above like 75.
Yeah,
that was when we were really driving it. We were really keeping an eye on it throughout the year. But now that I'm working in a higher level corporate position, it's just not like
it just is what it is.
Kind of it just is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Shay won't let me work more jobs.
No, I won't.
So
that's my job.
So, yeah, I think next year we'll not track this, but we've been tracking it all year long. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, that's where we're at.
Good stuff.
Student loan balance, massive student loan balance, absolutely huge. I'm so sorry if that's the first time that you've ever seen that number and I didn't give you any warning. If it makes you feel better, it's about to get a little better. Kind of. Okay, so here's the thing. As you can see, throughout the year, we've been paying down the student loans pretty aggressively. This date and year you see next to it is the expected payoff date with our current trajectory. Mm-hmm. That was getting closer as time was passing. We were paying off a bunch. What's happening right now is I am on the SAVE plan, and the SAVE plan is currently in forbearance because of something happening in the court system. It's not, I don't know. Something's going on. That's fine. That's their business. I'm going to sit here. But what we made an adjustment about halfway through October, maybe the last few weeks of October, is we are no longer paying down the loans themselves, but we are setting that money aside in the high yield savings account so it can gain interest. While we wait for payment to come back. There is no interest being gained right now on these loans. So we were paying them for a while because I didn't know it was going to come back any moment, and now it looks like it's going to be several months. So while we're waiting for it to come back, I'm still saving the same amount of money. I'm still putting the same amount of money away for the loans. It's just going to a different place.
So it can collect some interest.
So it can collect some interest.
We love free money.
Grow on itself, and that will be amazing and wonderful.
Yes.
What that means is that this number did not go down as much as it used to. So as you can see throughout the time, it's been like $1,100, $1,200, sometimes more, a lot more in some cases. And it went down about $900 this time. And this is the first time that this payoff date went up, which made me upset. But this does not, like this balance right here does not know that we have like $1,000 sitting in a high yield savings account ready to drop at any moment.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have to be okay with that because over the next few months, this is going to continue to go up.
Yeah.
This number is probably going to be the same, exactly the same for a while. I think what I will do at the end of next month when we're reflecting is write down how much we have set aside to make myself and hopefully you all feel better. Because seeing the number go down was super fun for my brain, for your brain, I think.
Yes.
And so to not see it go down as much, it makes me sad. But I do know that we know more than the computers in this one instance alone.
Yep.
And there's money ready to drop at any moment.
Yep.
So we will get there. And I think it's like February, March. I don't even know when the interest is going to kick back on. But as soon as it does, right before, we're going to drop a big payment on. And it will be really fun to see the number go down quite a lot all at once. We've done that before. It was very fun. We had a good time. And we'll do it again. So that is where that is at. We didn't pay less. We just put it in a different location.
Yeah.
A secondary location. And that is okay. I say to myself.
Location.
All right. Our net worth. As you just saw, big old negative number. So that makes the net worth pretty negative, and we are working really hard to get that number to be not so negative.
Yep.
Is the goal. So the net worth actually knows more than the student loan balance does because the net worth tracks against the high yield savings accounts and things.
It does.
So this is going to be an accurate reflection as we go on
of our net worth.
Which is fun. So 45.
Very nice.
Very nice. Not bad. Not bad. This is, obviously a combination of our retirement savings going up, our student loans going down.
Yep.
Our checking account has a tendency to trend upwards over time. High yield savings account balance is going up. All good things.
So we are so very excited to hopefully soon get to the point where we are worthless.
We are so close to being worthless.
Yes.
I've never been so excited to be worth nothing. I would love it. I was at a moment in time earlier in the year, I was like, maybe by the end of this year, but that was...
No, you're a crazy person.
That was... If anyone wants to make a large financial donation to the Worthless Fund of $45,000, no, it's not going to happen this year. And that's okay because you know what? I think it will happen. And you know what? It's going to happen next year.
Yes.
Going to happen next year because this
I think
year,
that's safe to say based on the numbers that we've been
$40,000 in growth this year.
So,
and I feel great about that.
I think it is
worthless.
Super reasonable to predict that we will be worthless by the end of 2025.
We're going to be worthless in 2025. Okay, that's the end of our tracking.
Yeah.
So let's look at our spending. What do you say to that?
Yeah.
October.
I think October was a little bit of a wacky month, if I'm remembering correctly. There are some categories where we underspent by like a weird amount, and lots of categories where we overspent by like a weird amount.
Yeah, we were... You know what? We don't need this. Hold on, let me... If you've never seen it before, this is YNAB. You need a budget. It's the budgeting software we use, and this is one of their reports. We don't look at the reports very often. This is actually the one time a year we look at the one time a month that we really look at the reports.
Yes.
But it is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here we go. In the month of October, you can see right here, this is just October 2024. This is all of our categories, of which there are many. Mm-hmm. Rent is our biggest expense, but student loans are not part of this budget at all. So what this is I have two separate budgets, one for daily spending. This is the daily spending budget. All of the money that we are meant to receive and then spend somewhere in our lives is in this budget. The student loan money gets pulled off the top of my paycheck, thrown in another account. So it's not here. It's not here. So of our spending, I don't consider the student loan spending because I don't know why. Of our spending, rent was 40%. I prefaced all of that because I didn't want you guys to freak out at the 40%. I promise rent is not 40% of our take-home income.
No.
It's not by a long shot.
No.
It's okay.
Certainly not. I
appreciate you looking out for us. I don't know who I'm talking to. Rent, 40% of our spending. $2,259.99.
Mm-hmm.
New York City. We have a 2-bedroom apartment, and we could have a 1-bedroom apartment. It would be cheaper than this.
It would.
But then you know what?
We wouldn't have an office. It'd be terrible.
I know right now we're in our bedroom. We're not usually in our bedroom. My brother's staying in our office, and we would not have that opportunity if we didn't have a 2-bedroom.
That's
so.
true.
Our second biggest expense was our trip to California, which feels like maybe years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So wild that it was in this month.
Yes.
But it was. So this was, I think we spent $200 before we got there on something.
Yes.
So this is the majority of our spending on that trip, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
$480.71. So that makes me feel good that it's like rent and then something sub 500. We didn't go crazy on anything.
That's true.
Which is good.
Yes.
Next is, if you want to follow along and see over here, we got that there. Groceries, 300.
Yeah, see, weirdly underspent.
$381.22 for groceries is not a lot for the both of us for a month. I will say, we did because that counts the California money too, does it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Target's here. Oh no, because we went shopping when we first got there, which was technically in September. So this is missing some of grocery money that we spent while we were in California. When we're in California, we usually stay with family and then go grocery shopping at the start of our trip and then make breakfast and lunch at home and then go out with family and stuff throughout the week. So, but $381.22 spending in October. 7% of our spending was on groceries for the two of us in mostly New York City. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really stoked about that. We are dialed in groceries. Absolutely. But I will say what that doesn't count is the $212.84 that we spent at Costco.
Yes.
This is just one purchase at Costco. We buy most of our proteins. We buy... What did we buy? A lot of proteins, usually.
We buy all our butter at Costco. Most of our proteins. And then we also got some extra things because November is going to be a very, very busy month for us.
We got some convenience items, but in bulk. So, like...
chicken nuggets.
Chicken. They're like chicken chunks. When you say nugget, it feels like it's Dino Nuggets, but
that's exactly what it is.
It's chicken nuggets, but they're grown up nuggies.
I
think Becky recommended these nuggies to us a while ago. So Becky, we got those chicken nuggets you recommended at Costco.
Yes, and wontons and
some like frozen wontons and some pre-made rice and some like little frozen pizza stuff,
all
like
sorts of stuff.
Convenience items, but in a way that is way cheaper than buying convenience items at the grocery store, and they're not like single-use things. It's just things to make our lives easier when we're going to be out of the house all day, which is going to be a lot.
Almost every day for me, from now until January.
Look at him. So technically the whole grocery budget was this entire amount, but this amount is going to be this entire month. So it's going to help make our November budget smaller.
Yes.
So, you look at our averages at the end of the year. I'm hype about that. Booze.
Yep.
You know what? A big amount of it was me going out for drinks with a friend of mine.
Well.
It was like half of it. We went for really bougie cocktails. And that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
So otherwise we would have been right in budget.
Yeah.
But I overspent because we went to a fancy cocktail bar and I'm not kidding, I had 3 drinks the entire time we were out and it cost me alone like $90.
Stupid.
New York. So we would have been under our budget is $100 a month.
Yeah.
We go over that quite a lot. I will be honest, but yeah. Anyway, okay.
It's just expensive in this.
Con Edison.
Yes.
This is our power and gas. It's the first time I think I've ever not said power and electric, which is the same thing. So this is our power and gas bill, $174.07, and it is now going to be under $150 for the rest of the winter, which I am just ecstatic about.
Yeah, we're stoked. I don't think there's anything else to say about that.
I'm just realizing that I haven't seen ordering food yet.
Oh, heck.
Transportation, $161. Ooh, even number. Ooh, scratch. Yes. Feels so good. Okay, $161. We live in New York. We take the subway everywhere. We have to pay to do that. And we also, look at that, just $290. We just tap and go. And I think we also went to see your parents. Yes. One trip to see Shay's parents.
Yep.
$161. Our target is $175 for the month. So I feel stoked on that.
Yep.
We may need to beef it up for this upcoming month because Shay's going to have rehearsals most days of the week.
Yes.
So be out and about.
Yeah.
Rock Fitness. This is our gym. That's it. That's how much it costs. My Fun Money. Kitten Incident. How come My Fun Money and Kitten Incident? Oh, and it just decided Your Fun Money was everything else, but not. Okay, ordering food. We have to look here now because it just clumped it into everything else, and that's a lot. So let's look. Ordering food, $145.24
For the whole month?
for the whole month.
That's excellent.
I will say we were in California for an entire week, and we ate out a lot, but that's travel. That's not eating out. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I don't know if November's also going to look like that.
Likely not, because we've got one. Well, that would be date night, though.
Yeah, that's going to be
We've got one really big, nice meal out that we want to do.
Yeah, but that's date night.
One of my very favoritist restaurants.
That's date night.
Yes, that is date night.
Household consumables, we spent quite a lot.
Yes.
You ran out of a lot of things, I feel.
And I'm still running out of a lot of things.
Yeah, so it's just that time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Date night, we only spent $83.50, which I actually don't love.
Yeah, I feel like
we were so busy we didn't have time to go on dates. We were hanging out with other people the whole time.
That's so sad.
I'm sorry. Verizon, $81.38. I think this is about to go up for us. So we are about to get on a different phone plan than the one we were currently on, just because of some movement in family plan world. You know, not for us, but for others. So that means we gotta whatever. We gotta shuffle around. So this is about to go up, I think, because we're gonna be getting on our own plan. So we bought a mattress topper.
Yep. That was part of the Wish Farm.
That was part of the Wish Farm.
Yep.
Shays Roth IRA, YouTube TV, birthday gifts. Oh, Campbell and Tucker's birthday gift. Yeah. And I sent my brother $50 and just said, "Happy birthday." Vitamins, and now we're into the sub, like the 1%. Yeah. Sub 1%. $50 on giving. $50 on the Starbucks card. Cat food. That's high yield savings. Pretty house. Yeah, this is all sub 1%. So it's like.
Wow, we actually had kind of a great month.
A great month, I think.
Holy crow.
Even with the California spending, it was not outrageous. Our total for the month was $57.17. And the month before was $63.45. $64.07. Yeah.
Wow.
October was low spend for us.
Okay.
Heck yeah! Okay. What was our October challenge?
Our October challenge was Christmas. On which we did just okay.
Hold on. Let's take a look. Okay, gifts and giving. We have a whole category for gifts and giving because there's a lot of stuff going on. Birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, regular giving, hosting, wedding gifts for the weddings we have coming up. And the goal was to beef up the Christmas gifts category. We did just okay. Let's look. Let's go back to October. In October, the goal is $60 a month.
Yes.
We put 105, so we put an extra 45. I think in our budgeting video I said 60, and that was not.
Yeah.
That's just because I forgot what the target was. So for extra $45.
Certainly enough to get some cute little stocking stuffers.
It's certainly something. Yeah. I'm happy we did something, but it's definitely not ideal. I think the challenges started off really baller. Like we were flying through the challenges, throwing an extra $1,000 at things. And then it just stopped doing that.
Well, I think it's just one of those things where our priorities get a little bit spread. And they got a little bit spread once we started like really sitting down and looking at what our combined finances were going to look like and what our next steps after saving for the wedding were going to be.
Yeah.
And I think that now we've got a lot more going on just in terms of aspirational goals.
Yeah. So it's hard to redirect funds.
Yeah.
Where like, Christmas is important and we are going to spend money on it. So I'm glad that we beefed it up a little bit. But it does kind of have me rethinking how we approach challenges and things next year. That was October.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's November already. The year's almost over. It's almost 2025. Feels crazy. I'm excited. I'm glad to see that we spent less than expected because I think, November and December have a tendency to be the kind of months where you spend way more than expected.
Yeah.
So I think that set us up for success. Any comments on October before we say goodbye?
We did better than I thought.
It didn't feel great in the moment because we were out and traveling so much.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it worked out.
Yeah.
I just wish it was more intentional, I guess I gotta say. November will be more intentional.
No, it won't.
For me, it will.
No.
Shay's gonna spend $8,000.
I'm gonna be absolutely flying by the seat of my pants every single day.
Everything will be great.
Yeah.
I hope your November is going well so far.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on Friday.